takes his mask off and spits in my face.
Whoa. Oh,
And
during COVID?
During COVID. Probably top 3 maddest I've ever been at a
You guys are homies now?
We're homies. We got over it. I like immediately grab this dude out of the line. I start taking him out, and then he turns and he's mad and just swings, hits me right in the face, just gets me a good one. I got this. And just full guillotine, like.
Roman Reigns switch to the left arm.
He hits me a couple more times. I almost put this guy just fully to sleep. And then as he's like dizzy, take him to the back and yeet him out the back and wipe my hands and go sit in the office and just, I'm so mad that happened, but I'm so glad that I got to do that.
This is Yvonne at Smash Park, and I'm on Poor People Podcast. Today, I'm gonna make you guys a sociable. We call it the cool for the summer. We got Tropical Cruzan rum, 2.5 ounces. The pucker of Island Punch. It gives it that cool blue color. Equal mixtures of pineapple and sour. And I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of mist. Don't miss me, I'll be right back. And a little cherry on top for you guys. Come play at Smash Park, come drink. We got it all that you need. See you guys.
That's way more than I thought. I thought we did such a good job on that. I did too. All right, welcome to Poor People. We are here with Luke and Mike at Smash Park. And dude, we're really excited to be here. This is going to be a lot of fun. And just so everybody knows, you guys are both on the clock right now.
Yep.
They were both managing the floor the whole time we were setting up. So
Yeah.
Thank you for taking your time out of your day to come and do this with us.
For sure.
And just enjoy our shenanigans. Hopefully, you enjoy a lot.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us.
Yeah.
This is a really
For
cool
real.
opportunity for us too. This is
Absolutely.
awesome, man.
We'll decide whether this is like good or not when we get on the pickleball courts later. But other
Oh,
than
yeah.
Now you're talking my language. I love it.
all right, so let's just start it off with you guys. So let's just like hear kind of about how you got started in the industry, in the service industry, and how you got to managing here at Smash Park.
Yeah, I can start. Sure. So we actually both have a similar background. We're from Cedar Falls, Iowa.
Okay.
We used to work at a bar called Social House. Still there today. It's right by the University of
So you guys
Northern
go way
Iowa.
back.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm drinking
Yeah.
a Social Pop.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Is this the Pop of Social House?
No, we
Oh,
had
okay.
nothing that good. There's no way. It's mostly college
These are
kids.
so good.
You're talking like vodka lemonades, rum and cokes. That's basically what we poured. But
I don't know, man. Those social bears.
Oh, social waves, actually. Those
Yeah.
are pretty good. But either way, yeah, so I actually had never had any sort of bar experience. When I first started at Social House, I was just security and then moved to bar back and then studied abroad in Taiwan. And then Mike told me when I came back, I actually got the opportunity to start bartending. Bartended for a couple of years, and then really towards the end of that was kind of helping him not necessarily manage, but I would manage on like Mondays. So that was kind of the start to help him get an actual day off, because this man used to work like 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And so that
Don't
was a
miss
good
those
opportunity.
days.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a good opportunity to kind of learn from him. And then we kind of both took on that management role for a little bit there too. Still bartended for, I think, probably 3 total years there. And just had a blast with it. Did some karaoke. I was a DJ karaoke guy for a while
Hell
too.
yeah.
So really blew up with that. So I think just the industry I've fallen in love with, because you can really be yourself in this industry, right? Like you don't have to be like, you don't have to have a script of sounding so professional. Like most of the time people love when you are yourself and you can just be goofy.
So you don't have like a customer service voice that you...
I do have, absolutely I do. That is in my
it.
back pocket. Thank you for calling Smash Park. This is Luke. How may I assist you today?
Yeah.
Like you gotta have that.
You do.
But when you have that one-on-one connection with someone, you can kind of build a lot of, I think, more genuine rapport. And so
Definitely.
that's what I really loved about it. And bartending's so fun, right? Because you can really help people make memories, whether they remember it or not. But
I was
in
just
that
saying,
night,
it feels like the opposite
yeah,
most of the time.
yeah, but create experiences, if you will. But yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, I go a little bit farther back than Luke. My first job in the industry was actually at the Isle Casino in Waterloo.
No way.
Yep, I
You're
was-
a second person that's worked at a casino.
Yeah, I
Can you
opened
not
it.
talk about it?
They listen. I was not a
That NDA
good
is
employee.
expired. Yeah.
They definitely let me go for reasons they absolutely should have let me go
Nice.
for. And now that I'm realizing that, that's 3 jobs I've been fired for. I used to tell people there's only been one, and it's McDonald's when I was 16. And turns out I forget about all the jobs I had.
Yeah.
But I started as a bar back there. Had a really good manager that kind of took me under her wing and really invested some time in me. And
At McDonald's?
no, definitely not at McDonald's. No, if that manager ever sees me again, she is going straight to fighting. She's punching me right in my face. And I'll deserve it. I'll deserve it. I was the worst high school kid on earth. But yeah, at the casino, she showed me the ropes, and on New Year's Eve, actually, oddly enough, 3 bartenders didn't show up, and she's like, "Figure it out, man. Here you go."
Yeah.
Trial
And
by fire, yeah.
yep, and it was a lot easier. Liquor's on the gun. You press B6, and it gives you black velvet and the exact pour. So it was easy mode for me, which is great.
So wait, at the casino, it'll be like a black velvet and Coke, or like it's on the gun and it just only does like
Yeah.
the ounce and a half.
So there's 2 different bars that have 2 different guns. One of them it looks like an old cellular phone, like a car phone, but on the back of it just has buttons, and each combination has a different liquor. And in the back there's you get the big 175s, and you put a little nipple on it, and you turn it upside down, and it feeds the liquor through it.
Whoa.
And you just press it, and it just automatically pours to 1.25 ounces. And on the main bar, the soda goes with it. So you
Okay.
press
Ounce and a quarter,
B6.
not even an ounce and a half.
I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say, is an ounce
No.
and a half the normal? That's the
Yeah.
normal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not at a casino. Maybe. I don't want to speak for all casinos.
Yeah,
but,
right.
And maybe it's changed. It's been a long time.
The other guy he's a great friend of the podcast, but he worked at a casino that he wouldn't like tell us which casino it was. There's like
Really?
certain stories he wouldn't talk about, you know? Like,
Well, if they come
Oh.
for me, it's statute of limitations has to be gone. It's been like 10 years.
Yeah.
Longer than that,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Hopefully.
If not, see you guys.
Yeah.
Well, did you
It's been fun.
did you have any like crazy stories? And if you do, don't tell them yet because we'll save that for our Patreon.
Yeah, there's probably 1 or 2 pretty good times I had at the casino.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, I'll save them.
Okay.
One for sure.
Okay, well, if you're not on Patreon, you'll have to subscribe for $5 a month and get access to those stories in our After Hours Poor People podcast.
You got any crazy stories from Taiwan?
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
that was my next question, literally.
For sure. So I got to go to a lot of different places in Taiwan. I was lucky enough for that. I think the one that I feel comfortable sharing is the Full Moon Festival. I don't know if y'all are familiar with it, but it's in Thailand. So every full moon, they have a festival in Phuket. And I'm talking like 20,000 people all in one island. And it is a 24-hour rave.
Hell
and I
yeah.
was not mentally prepared for that.
That sounds awesome.
That
It
sounds
was
amazing.
It was incredible, and it was right before I ended the trip. Right, so I'm about to go home 2 weeks later, and my buddy that I had met at the university in Taiwan said that he's going. He'd love for me to join him, and we went crazy for 48 hours. It was like any other rave before. I've gone to Lollapalooza, I've gone to different local festivals, but this was just. It was cool because it was in a different country, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of have that feeling of maybe I should be a little bit controlled, but at the same time, when the music's blaring, you're going absolutely crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
once had that thought being at either of those things, either at a festival or out of the country. Like, yeah, maybe I should just like chill.
Yeah. So they have little,
Like, no.
they legit have little stands where you get these buckets, right? And then they'll give you just like 3 shots of whatever, and then they'll give you like a can of soda. So you just make it yourself. So I'm like 3 of those deep. I see the fire throwers. I'm walking over like, what do I got to do
Yeah.
to throw fire with you?
Well, I'm talking about just
while
like
very
just
intoxicated.
like putting some liquor in a cup and then like just doing the mixture. Like you fucking do it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with it at all. So it took some convincing for me to want to or try to be able to do it, but security came in pretty quick. They're like, no, this guy is not the right mind place to throw
I just
fire or has the experience to throw fire.
I just imagine you being like wasted and you're like, dude, and this dude's like juggling fire and
Yes.
you're just like, dude, let me try.
Give me a
Let me
chance.
try. And he's like still going, like, get the fuck out of here.
First question he asked me was, do you know how to juggle? And I said, hell no, but I'll learn today with fire. That's the best way to learn.
Trial by fire.
Yeah.
Literally.
To a whole nother meaning.
Yeah. So that was probably one of my favorite memories I have from that trip.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So when you so you just went to the festival in Taiwan, or it was in Thailand?
Yeah,
was
this
in
was in
Okay.
Thailand. Yeah,
But you were
so-
studying abroad in Taiwan.
Those are different places.
Yes, yeah. And actually, I was going to say, too, in Thailand, it's like, I don't know, like 2% like to live there compared to living in America,
It's insane.
which is crazy. Like a $20 meal here, like a normal meal basically would be $2 in Thailand.
Yeah, when did
Yeah.
$20 become the normal meal here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, even Taiwan, like Taiwanese currency, $1 US is 100 Taiwanese dollars. So I felt like a king when
Yeah,
I went
no
there.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That is pretty sweet. We should just take this podcast to Thailand.
Honestly, it would be worth it. There would be some great opportunities, some great people to talk to.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so you guys are both managers here. How long have you both been here then?
I've been here for I started in June, so 2.5 years, a little over.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've just been here just over a year. So Mike was the one that reached out to me when we had an opening for another manager role. I had then came over and started working here and just kind of like a floor manager. Mike's our assistant general manager, so he has a lot more.
So did you got hired on as a manager here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they had the spot vacant for probably 6 months, and they were really looking for someone that would stick around. And so I was still in Cedar Falls at that time. So I had want to move to Des Moines, though, because this is a really great place to live out of Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I tried to bring him with me a couple times before that, but the timing just didn't
Yeah.
work out for him. and
Yeah.
Finally, something clicked.
Yeah.
You mentioned like it being hard to have a manager stay and like the position was open for 6 months. I'm also dealing with that currently right now. We had a manager. We basically can't keep a manager at the bar that I'm working at. And it's not because like anything's bad at the restaurant. It's just we keep hiring people that just don't want to do the job.
Yeah.
And so I've been realizing that like more and more lately that it is kind of like hard to hire directly into management.
I agree.
And
Yeah.
it's just like, so I was just curious as to like how, like, I guess what it takes to just be, I mean, is it just showing up, you know? Is it just being there for your employees? Cause like, to me, that's all it really is. But then you have those managers that come in and it's just like, you know, you get hit with a rush and they don't know what to do. And then they end up quitting the next day. And then, you know, it's just like, I'm just trying to figure out like why that is, why people are applying for management positions, but then not wanting to be a manager.
I think a big thing, at least in my experience with it, is so I started bar back, became server, became bartender, became team lead, became manager. So I started at the ground floor and I worked my way up. And once a lot of people do that, and then once they're working at place A for so long as a manager, it's hard to want to go back into the trenches with everybody at a new place. So you go in thinking you have that, think you could be as comfortable as you were at the last place and go in and just kind of, yep, this is what it is. Here's my report. I know this bartender's that. And if you're afraid to get in it and wash dishes and change kegs and restock beer and talk to guests and the whole thing from the ground up, if you're not in there doing it with the people, it's hard to build a relationship with a new staff, but also it's hard to really be comfortable at the new place, like the trial by fire. Obviously with not physical fire this time, but yeah, you have to have the mentality to, you kind of have to start over, and you have to be able to grind it up. And a lot of people, I'm 37 and I definitely understand that there are days where I'm just like, man, that is going to be so heavy for me to pick up, but I have to do it. So I get it. If you're comfortable for so long, it's hard to do. But
yeah, I think people with that have that experience and really fast pace is really important too. Being able to manage multiple things at one time. I think a lot of times people get kind of overwhelmed. Like you said, they're kind of stuck in their old ways of like just how things were at their own restaurant. And every restaurant has different procedures and policies that, you know, you got to focus on more in some areas. But I think it really is just somebody that's super flexible and also really good working with people. Because I think the joy that I get from this job is not only working with the staff, but being able to get to meet regular people that come here, play pickleball, families that come here that are from out of town that just want a place to hang out after a long day of baseball tournaments. Like, you know, everybody has their own story of why they came here. So it's for us to discover that and really, you know, utilize that with every single individual that comes to the building.
Dude, very well put. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, yeah, I don't know. I get that too, though, where it's like if you're getting hired on as a manager specifically into that role immediately instead of like working your way up, that is a little bit harder to come into anywhere, really, because you have people that have been there, a bartender there for 7 to 10 years, you know, and then they kind of have like a little bit seniority than you, but you're still their manager. So I could see like that aspect of it being hard. But yeah, and then also the other thing too, like just hiring younger people as managers, I feel like sometimes like you think like, I don't know, I was managing a Jimmy John's when I was 19 years old.
Wow.
Nice.
You know, probably not like I probably shouldn't have been, but like I was. And I think it was just more one of those things like I wanted to do that. I wanted to improve. And within that spot, so I'd been there for long enough. I don't know. It's just, I'm trying to like gather just the mentality that you have to like work at a place for 3 months and be your manager and then just walk out.
Yeah.
Like, cause I don't understand that. And I just feel like we have seen that so often. And then we've also had the problem too, where people will come in as a manager, a new manager, and they're not getting like the amount of respect that they want. And it's not really
You
a
gotta
matter
earn
of,
that though.
Exactly.
It's not a matter of respect. Yeah, exactly. It's not like we're disrespecting you or anything like that. It's just like you're asking us to do things that we've never done before or whatever.
sure.
And so then we're going to like contemplate it, talk to you about it instead of like, and then that alone is enough for them to be like, well, you just need to do what I say or something like that. And then at that point, it's like, okay, well, fuck you.
That's
dude.
it.
literally.
That's it. Yeah.
I do appreciate what you said about just like
Yeah.
you're just not being afraid to just go back into the shit sometimes when
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to, because it's like that is good for your employees. That's gonna develop this like a level of like, oh, he does like understand actually like what we're going
Right.
through, because he is
Yeah.
also just
Right there
doing
with
it.
us.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah,
right
if
there
they're
with it.
sitting there sweating and they're 3 rows deep and tickets out the window, and a manager just sitting there like, hey, you forgot to get that guest, or hey, 2 drinks at a time.
Yeah.
Like,
Just nitpicking.
get in there and like
Yeah.
you can coach while you're making those tickets for
Right.
them. Like you can help them
Yeah.
grow for the next time, but also you can help them get out of the weeds so they can breathe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
We're
I
a lot
feel-
more like
sorry, go
willing
ahead.
to take your information or like criticism.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once they're able to breathe, because like at the time it's just like, okay, well right now I got
Yeah. And they know you know what you're talking about because you made that drink right next to them. So obviously
Right.
you know how to make that drink.
Right.
Like you help that guest the way that you want them to help that guest. So obviously they know that you can do it and it works.
Right.
So I mean it's leading by example. It's all the basics that people forget and
Yeah.
cliche, etc.
Yeah, no, it is cliche, but it also, there's a reason it works.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know, and there's a reason that like you have trust in your managers for things like that, because they are throwing themselves into the shit with you. Like if you're burning, like I'm going to be right there next to you burning with you.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing. And when you don't get that, and you're drowning behind the bar, and then you ask for help, and then the manager's just sitting in the office on the computer, is like,
Yep.
okay, now I'm mad because you could be out here helping me. What are you doing? You know, just all those things just like boil up into, I think eventually into that manager hypothetically leaving, you know?
Yeah, and managers do have like I have a lot of back end paperwork and emails and phone calls and all the other stuff that I have to do and talking to reps. But
Yeah.
there's a time for that. And if
Right.
the time I set on my normal shift doesn't work for that because it's too busy, sucks to be me.
Yeah.
Like that's the job I signed up for. It means that I'm here a couple extra hours that day figuring it out and doing it or rescheduling my stuff because if they're out there suffering, they don't know what I'm doing in the back.
Right.
Even if I am busy, it doesn't feel like it's them. You get that perception of what are they doing?
Yeah, when you're really in the weeds, and it is hard not to think that like anyone else is just kicking their feet up on the
Right.
desk.
Yeah, like where the hell is
Yeah.
everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is definitely one of the most frustrating things. And then on the other aspect of it, there's like dive bars where there's no manager and you're basically the only one there.
Yep.
And then that's where it's like, okay, well, I'm not getting paid to kick this
Yeah.
person out, or like manage this bar or whatever. But like,
Right.
you still have to. Yeah, I don't know. I just appreciate your guys' like mindset on that at
Yeah,
least, because there's a lot of like work I feel like that could be that needs to be done anyways in the service industry in terms of
Yeah.
management for a lot of places.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
All right. So since we're at Smash Park, and is pickleball like your primary like reason people come in here? Do you think?
So when we started as a company, it definitely was. There was nothing else like this in the area. We have 4 indoor courts and 2 outdoor courts. I don't know if we still do, but at one point we had the largest outdoor patio in Iowa because we counted our pickleball courts, but that's cheating. Don't tell anybody. Probably shouldn't have said it on a podcast. but yeah, so the pickleball draw, especially in this community, there wasn't anything else like it. And I mean, we have people that play. So we open for service on a Monday at 11 a.m. But I'm here every day at 7 a.m. to get the building ready because I have people here to play pickleball at 8 before we're even serving drinks. And those people have been playing here since before I started working here.
No way.
So that community's been built, that reputation and foundation has been built, and they bring their friends in. And there's a guy that comes in, he's got a group of like 30 people, and he books the courts for them, and they all rotate who plays each week. And they run their own little leagues and tournaments and stuff like that. So
Like outside of your leagues and tournaments?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. They're like an older group, like the octogenarians and the retirees that have the early Monday mornings off.
What'd you say?
Octogenarian.
What is that?
Somebody in their 80s.
Oh, I was gonna say
okay.
like centurions.
I've never heard that word before.
I had neither.
When I was a kid, there was a comedian that I liked that used it in a song, and I'm just like, I'm using this word as every single chance that I get for the rest of my life. So
you threw it just so casually, and we're
yeah.
just like,
I was like,
lots
whoa,
of practice.
whoa.
Lots of practice. I
here I
stare
am at
myself in the
37,
mirror.
35, learning a
repeat
new
it.
word. I don't know why I just said 37. You're 37.
I'm 37. Yeah. But yeah, pickleball was definitely the main draw for us. It still is. I mean,
Yeah.
our pickleball courts are booked pretty much. You have to reserve them up to 2 weeks out. You can reserve
shit.
a pickleball court.
All right, so
No way.
we're not playing pickleball today.
Hey, our outside
Outdoor.
courts are good.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Bundle up a little bit.
It's only 10 degrees outside.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll warm
Yeah.
up. Warm up.
Yep. When I lived in Cedar Falls, my buddies and I found out about this place, and we're like, "This sounds awesome. We're gonna drive up there and do it." Drove 2 hours here to find out that the courts were all booked, and we had to book them in advance. We're pretty mad at ourselves for not just Googling it.
That is pretty
that would've
crazy,
solved it.
though. I never would have, like, every time I've ever been here, there's always been people playing pickleball.
Yep.
It never occurred to me that you guys are booked, like, weeks out. You
Not-
can't
I-
just.
Not always. Not all of our courts are booked that
Okay.
far out. Like they're usually the late night courts. The last hour, there's usually 1 or 2 any given day. This week, all school's out, so everybody's
Yeah.
bringing their families and kids, and just after the
Oh, yeah.
holidays.
Yeah,
So it's this week is booked. But
I was
still
coming here about like
openings and-
I think it was like a year ago, and like just like a friend's family was in town, and they just happened to be playing pickleball. So like in my mind, I was just like, oh, it's just first come first serve, and
That's
yeah,
what I
that's what we
figured.
thought too, but we were wrong.
And then you guys also have the axe throwing. Is that
Yep.
new too?
This is our second year with it.
Yeah.
Second year. All the other locations started with it.
so I didn't know you guys did axe throwing here.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's state of the art. It's a projector system. So it has your regular target, but also has duck hunt and side scrollers and puzzles and
And you
boss
throw
fight.
axes at duck hunt?
Yeah.
That's
I know, right?
Hell
It's
yeah.
pretty
We can't,
sick.
do, we can't do pickleball today unless you want to do it outside, but we can throw some axes when we're done.
All right. That's,
Yeah.
that'll be
absolutely.
good.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good time. But that's new for us, and it's ours is kind of tucked in the back, so it's kind of hard for people to see when they're here. But our staff tells people about it, and anybody that looks at it is always at least intrigued. The other locations, when they built those, they put it front and center, and they don't have any problem selling theirs out. Not that we have problems with it, but it's
Yeah.
a lot easier when you walk by it and say, "Hey, that's a sharp object that they're throwing at a wall. I want to do that."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever? I always see those like horror videos of like the axe like bouncing off the wall. Have you had that? Is that scary?
So we had a professional instructor come when we first got him, and he came here and taught us how to throw axes. We did it over 3 or 4 days of like 2 or 3 hours a day, and not only to throw them, but also teach people to throw them. And he showed the main video that everybody sees of that girl that throws it, and it comes rocketing right back at her, and she has to like dodge it. He let us know he knew her. She's also a professional axe thrower. She was trying a special trick shot that backfired on her. We don't let people do those. There's always an axe captain, like somebody back there to make sure you're throwing axes and sticking it and having a good time, but also make sure that you're not stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really, we don't. The way physics works, statistically, I'm going to say this and we're going to have an issue. But the way
We can
physics
cut it
works,
if
the
we
way we
need
teach
to.
people to throw, it should just go straight down to the ground and sometimes slide back.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
the only time I've ever seen anybody get hurt is actually pulling it out of the board. Because you get the big, strong guys that like to yank it and,
And then
donk
just
themselves
smack
in the
themselves
head.
in the face.
Super funny every time, and
Yeah.
they do
Yeah.
not like it when you make jokes at them.
Oh, I'm sure.
You got it.
Would you let Jaydn try a trick shot?
Yeah. All right. We teach you underhand.
If we're
That's pretty
supervising,
easy.
absolutely.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
cool. Hell yeah. Do you this is like a business question, but do you have to have special insurance in order to throw axes and have pickleball and
Oh, yes.
stuff like that?
Yep. It wasn't like a hurdle, like it wasn't hard for us to do, but we did have to drag it out to make sure we got the right coverage for it when we were first looking at it.
Yeah.
I know one of the places that we looked at was all on board and then found out we served alcohol and they're like, maybe. So it was a process. There are places that do it just like everything else. And we got
Wait till they
coverage.
found out you also serve THC drinks.
That was gonna be my next question.
I wish.
No, we
I don't think you guys do.
We don't. I had to give up on that. I tried to die on that hill, but
Saying
they
that,
wouldn't
hoping
let
an
me.
insurance agent was like, what?
You guys have axes, pickleball, and THC?
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yep. Yeah, that would have been a whole different animal.
Well, because the insurance for that is different. So,
Right.
and I would assume I guess I don't know for because I guess when Smash Park was first built, I genuinely did think it was more of just like a arcade
Right.
than
Oh,
it was
sure.
like pickleball. But pickleball is like kind of your primary thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then so then with the axe throwing and stuff, I didn't know if you just because of the space that you have, if you just need insurance for that too. Like
Yep. So I think that was, I mean, the reason we put it where it was is because it's just the only place that we had for it. But an
Right.
added bonus to it being back there was while we're learning, if something goes wrong, it's contained. Because we get a lot of sports teams and families and kids running around. It's right by our arcade, but it's like blocked off. So we have, if something went awry or we came up with an issue that we didn't foresee, at least we can contain it
Right.
and make sure that it's handled safely and smartly by people without, somebody cuts their finger off. We don't want everybody to see it.
right.
Not that has
Yeah.
ever happened or whatever
see it.
happened.
Yeah, knock on the
I
wood.
was just
wanna
gonna
see
say
it.
if you have any like kids that are tormenting you guys as bartenders or managers, do you just you're like, hey, come back to this axe throwing area?
Yeah.
Just stand in front of
Stand
that for a
right
second.
there.
Put your hands like this.
Yeah.
I never would have thought to ask about insurance.
It was just something I was thinking about when we were here. I was just like, it's such a big place, so I'm sure you just having like the open air space that you probably need insurance for that too, like just to serve alcohol basically, and then adding all the games and stuff on top of it.
Most of it is, I mean, it's a little different now that we're bigger and we're corporatizing, and there's obviously more fingers and more pies and a lot more
Or
that goes
less
into it.
fingers.
Or less fingers, depending on who you ask. But I mean, mostly
kidding.
we're just a bar,
Yeah.
bar restaurant, like where we serve drinks like everybody else. We serve food.
Yeah.
Little cashier counters, so not like full sit down restaurant. The other places are, but we're OG.
Right.
So we're a little bit different, but I mean, most of the stuff that we look into is just looking at ourselves like we call ourselves entertainment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Good
Yep.
word for it, yeah.
I don't know if
I've never heard that before.
I don't know if the owners came up with it or if they saw it somewhere, but it's as soon as I saw it on the branding, I was like, I'm mad at how well that fits. And
Yeah.
I'm mad that I didn't
Yeah.
think of it.
'Cause, yeah, I will say, like, when you guys first opened up, I was just like, so the concept is just like a Dave and Buster's. And then when I first got here, I was like, oh no, this is so much more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I think what my thought process
Like the arcade
was.
almost feels like second to.
It definitely
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yep. Arcades. So right now, if you sign up for rewards, you get a free $15 game card because that gives the kids something to do while
Right.
mom and dad go get a beer. And you could be, like I said, teams specifically in the summers, they come and expect to be able to get a pickleball court, just like all of us did. And if they can't, they still have something to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have some free to play stuff, first come, first serve, like ping pong and bags and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a little bit more interactive. So our arcades, I don't want to say they're secondary because we do get a lot of use out of them, but that's not our main focus. It's
Right.
there.
And you guys
like,
actually do like maintain your machines really,
Oh, yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever come here and a single machine was down.
shout out to our Pat. He is the
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Every time I call that guy, he is. I don't know how he does everything he does. He is
Yeah.
here whenever I need him to be. So
Was this the first Smash Park?
yep.
And then how many are there now?
There's 4 total. One in La Vista, right outside of Omaha, one in Roseville, right outside of Minneapolis, and our newest one opened in August in Westerville, right outside of Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it started here.
Yep.
Does anyone ever come
OG.
here thinking this is like one of those like demolition places where you
Yes.
can just like
Oh.
take your anger out and with like a
More than you could even imagine.
okay,
Yep.
okay.
I
I
get
never
those
even
calls
thought of
a couple
that.
times a week.
Crazy.
Like
What-
they
what
think
are
they're gonna
those
get like a
smash
bat with like a
rooms?
bunch of breakable
Yes.
objects in a room.
Yep.
No, it was my second week. I had a whole family come in, and they're like, "Where do we get the bats?" And I was like, "We have
For
axe
pickleball?
throwing, or pickleball paddles."
Yeah, well, actually, when are you guys gonna install batting cages? That'd be sick.
I don't think I'm allowed.
Yeah, to be continued.
Oh, is that
Potentially.
a thing?
That might be a thing in the near future, but it's still being discussed. So
Oh,
there's
okay.
nothing official.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, all right, all right.
Yeah, but yeah, so either way,
Proprietary
Hush,
information.
hush, hush, hush.
Change the
Yeah.
subject.
yeah, but either way, no, it was like, no, we're here to like smash cars. This is where we go, right? And I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. This is just pickleball. But and I mean, obviously, it's not just pickleball, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's like the main attraction.
Yeah,
But yeah,
for
no,
sure.
it is actually hilarious how many people will call or come in person thinking this is like, a smash place where you just smash stuff.
Is it called Smash Park because you smash in pickleball?
Yeah,
okay.
It's like a term in pickleball.
Gotcha. A smash.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought Super Smash was what I was relating.
You know what's funny is when I started here, I'm big
Shout out
Super Smash
Nintendo.
Bros.
Yo,
Big
just
Super Smash
got
Bros.
this
guy.
man on a
Yeah,
We were
reel
coming up with
now.
new ideas, and I was like, okay, it's so dumb that it's called Smash Park, and you've never hosted a Super Smash Bros. tournament.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Have you guys done that yet?
I was told that
He's tried
people
so
that play
hard.
video games don't drink. And
For the most part,
Not
yes.
true.
That is,
And I
no,
looked
that
back-
is no, it is true. It
For
is
the
true.
most part,
it is
yes.
true.
Not for me.
Anytime that I've anytime I've
So me
participated
neither.
in a Smash tournament, like at Up Down or anywhere else I've gone, 90% of them do not drink.
Interesting.
I guess it depends. If I'm in the running, I'm still drinking. I'm not
Right.
gonna start like pounding sambucas.
Right.
But if I'm out round 2, I'm drinking away my sorrows in like a second.
Oh, yeah.
Like somebody's
Oh
carrying me
yeah,
out
for
of there.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
If I'm like numb enough and I'm playing Super Smash Bros, dude, I will wreck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
Because I can't feel my fingers and then they just go.
Locked in. Just muscle
They know
memory
what to
takes
do.
over. Yeah.
I did
man.
actually enter a Super Smash Bros. Tournament 2 weeks ago.
Yeah?
and I
Really?
came in dead last.
Oh dang.
Well, it was like on the N64, which I haven't touched in a while.
That's
but
my
then like there was
Achilles
two
heel.
it was only 5 people that signed up, but 2 of them were tryhards that brought their own controllers.
Of course.
Yep.
And like
Yeah.
I remember like I like went up for my second round in the losers bracket, and then like I got there first. I just grabbed a random controller that looked like a normal one. And this guy is just like, that's my personal controller that I brought from home. Like, all right, you fucking dork.
Yeah.
He's like, didn't you see my name and address and phone number in case it gets lost?
Yeah, it's like, on the back of the controller. Yeah.
And then he just fucking smokes me, and I'm like, this isn't even fun, you guys. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Dude,
Why do you guys have
N64
every frame of this game memorized?
Total side topic, but N64 Smash is like, everyone always is like, oh, you got to play that one. But the Switch one is so much better.
The Switch one is
It's
That's
so
a hot
damn near
take
perfect.
that I
That's a hot
definitely
take.
agree with.
Yeah.
Like I grew up on Melee. Melee was
Yeah.
my
Melee. I think
GameCube-
is actually perfect.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think so too. I remember going to Hollywood Video when that was a thing, doing
Oh, hell
tournaments
yeah.
there for Smash Bros. When I was a kid, and I humble brag, kind of won a couple of them.
Yeah.
But since then, going back even to play Melee after playing the one on the Switch is just so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
It's like it's slower than you remember.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody plays the one on Switch now. So
Yeah.
whenever you play with people that aren't your regular crew,
Right.
that's what they want to play. So
Right.
just the hours that you put into that kind of help you forget. Like I played Mario in Super Smash Bros. Or the new one, and then going back and playing Mario in Melee, it's a totally different character.
Yep.
Different
Right.
buttons, different moves, different everything. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and then they made the one for Wii too
We
that
don't
I
talk
played a
about
lot.
that
But yeah.
Fucking hated
Yeah.
Brawl so much.
Oh, you
yeah,
can-
Brawl. That's what it was.
The
Whose
fact
Yeah.
that you
idea
could
was
just
that
slip and
flipping?
fall
Yeah,
pissed me off.
get fucked.
Anyways, all right, back on topic. Okay, who do you guys? So, have you bartended here, or do you like help behind the
I
bar?
really thought
here?
you were about to ask like, who do you guys main in Smash?
No, that's Patreon. That's
Okay.
Patreon. We can't divulge that information
Yes.
until we have a
Got it.
actual championship.
Yeah.
But you guys bartend also. Like, I know as a manager, you kind of do a little bit of everything. But do you guys have you bartended here for shifts too?
Yeah, so when I
Yeah.
first got hired, I got hired as the AGM, but also the bar manager specifically,
okay.
because of my experience. And when I came here, you could tell that I felt very valued immediately with my knowledge and what they could work on to get better,
That's
but also
huge,
is
yeah.
very welcoming. Like kind of what you were saying about the managers, like nobody wants to be that guy that comes in and says, this is how we got to do it.
Right.
And there were definitely a lot of things I'm like, you know what, that doesn't make sense to me, but at the end of the day, it gets the same thing done. I don't care that much. A couple things that I was like, no, we probably should lock the door to our liquor, like little stuff like that. But it's, so yeah, I started as the bar manager, started doing that kind of inventory. So the place that I gravitate to naturally is always the bar.
Yeah.
It's ingrained in me. I'm a bartender for life, whether I want to be or not.
Yeah.
And so yeah, anytime that you catch me on a busy day, if you don't know where I'm at, it's usually at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Drinking on the clock. I'm just kidding.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I wish, but no, I probably piss off all of our bartenders with how much I'm back there. There's like 2 drink tickets, and I'm like, I need to step back,
Yeah.
just because I want to. I love it. It's just feels like home.
Yeah.
Like when you don't necessarily have to be doing laps and stuff. That's kind of where I reside as well.
Yeah, it sounds dumb, but it's almost like stress relief.
Yeah.
Like if I dealt with a really
It
grumpy
is.
dad, or like some crazy incident happens with a private event that I spent like 20 minutes trying to fix and work out. Like, okay, I just need to go wash some dishes. I need to make a couple drinks. I need to talk to a guest. I need to just put myself between me and or a bar between me and a guest and just chill for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like a mental reset.
Yeah.
With that being said, what's your best advice from both of you for like being a manager, either being a new manager? Like, what's your best helpful tip for that?
I mean, we already kind of talked about it. Just do the work.
Yeah.
Just be there. If you're not a presence with the people that you're trying to coach, they know.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to dig yourself out of that hole. Like right away, if you're not learning from them, they don't want to learn from you.
Yeah.
And also just don't be right all the time.
Right.
Like let some stuff go. There's going to be things that are really important that you can't do, but or you can't give up on. But at the same time, just because it worked for you that way for 20 years doesn't mean that it's the only way to do it. Pick your battles.
Yeah. I'd say give people a purpose too, right? Like you can really give people development plans, even if it's bartending and serving. Like you kind of want this to be a stepping stool into what would be something that they want to achieve later in life, right? You can gain those skills through this job. Some people see it as entry level with the volume that we bring, but oftentimes it is pretty fast paced. High volume environment that you need to be able to be cool, calm, and collected. And that takes some time to be able to process through. But as that manager, knowing people's strengths and weaknesses and working on those and identifying those. So again, it gives them a purpose of this is what we want to achieve today. Setting goals, if that helps with people too, like give it a purpose. It doesn't just have to, otherwise it's just repetitive. It's day in and day out.
Yeah.
Spice things into it, like have fun with it. Be personable with your staff because they will ultimately, perform at such a higher level if they know that you're there to fully support them.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I mentioned like the problems I've had with managers and stuff, the new managers coming in and stuff, but I always like ask my employees, I'm like, because they'll be bitching about something, whatever, like another person or another manager or whatever. And I'll be like, you guys say that stuff about me when I'm not here? And they're like, no, we have no problems with you ever. And I'm just like, that makes me think, like, what do I do differently? Because I don't feel like I do anything differently. I think I just, like you said, I'm just more personable.
Yeah.
I like relate more. I'm always there for the employees no matter what.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like if at any point in time they know they can stop me from what I'm doing and get me to talk to a customer or help them with their table, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I just wanted to hear that, I guess.
Yeah. If you go to bat for your employees
Right.
over and over again, there's going to be a time where you need them to go to bat for you.
Yeah.
And like obviously nobody wants to get called in to work on their day off. That's a nightmare scenario. But I always make sure that people know that it's, if I ever have to call somebody in, it's a last resort. Like I would rather
Right.
bartend myself
Right.
than call somebody in on their day off.
Yeah.
And I show that in my work when I'm working with them so that they know that if I need them, if I say I need them, it's because I actually need them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like you're not making a big deal out of something small.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's another thing too, where it's like you can maintain your calmness and still be your manager and not yell at anybody, unless it comes down to it. But like that's usually not the case. But
Right.
I'm usually like there joking with my employees and stuff like that. And then when it comes down to it and I'm like, hey, you need to fucking run this right now. Then it's just like no questions asked,
Yeah.
like I'm not like yelling at them. I'm not angry. It's more just like, hey,
Correct.
there's no more time to be fun right now.
Right.
I need you to do this, and then we'll have fun after this. Like,
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
I think that is a huge thing. Just being in management also is, like you said, just having your employees being able to count on you no matter what.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that fine line between, right, like you do want to be personal, but you also want to be professional. Like you
Yeah.
were saying, like in those moments where you have to kind of lay down the law,
Yeah.
they often will automatically respect you way more,
Yeah.
because they know you have your back, right? They
Right.
know that you're not just going to step in that scenario, be hot-headed and handle it incorrectly.
Right.
Like if you have to be direct, at least for most of our staff, they know that there's certain situations where I'm going to be very direct.
Right.
But when we have the time to be able to take care of our guests and have fun together, all day, every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what it comes down to is like you just have to be able to manage the restaurant, have fun while you're doing it, and then also be able to lead when you need to.
Yeah,
For sure. Yep.
Takes
Yeah.
a special person though.
It's a
It
razor's
really
edge.
does.
Razor's edge.
It really does. It is a fine, fine line. Okay, so with that being said, who tips better, competitive people or drunk people?
Oh boy.
Man, that's tough.
I would say I'm gonna say competitive people only
Yeah.
because I have a lot of them in mind right now. We built a really good clientele of regulars and the league people that play our leagues. Usually, if they play one league, they're gonna play the next league or another league in the future, and we always build that rapport. So maybe I'm kind of loading that question and saying that since we've ingrained it in our competitive people, they tip better.
Yeah.
But I mean, also drunk people tip off percentages and don't really know what they had and just hit that 20%. So sometimes
Some
that's
even
nice.
do custom. Like,
Yeah.
shout out to Travis. He's one of our very regulars. That dude will tip like $50 to $100 sometimes, and it's
Hell
like,
yeah.
what he knows what the staff goes through. Like
Yeah.
he comes here 3 to 4 times a week, plays pickleball. Like he knows all of our staff members. Our staff members know him, so he does really good take. But it is funny because there's probably a mixture in that answer for some
Yeah.
people because he's professional, but he also gets pretty drunk when he's
Right,
here
right.
because he has that safety. He knows that we're going to take care of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a really tough question. I would naturally think drunk people because I myself, when I'm drunk, custom tip every time,
yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
wake up the
I'm
next
tipping
day
way
and I'm
too
like,
much.
Yeah.
But
The
I think
amount of
it
times
helps.
I've worked an opening shift, went home with all my cash, and then the next day I wake up and I'm like, I have no cash.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
No, that's
Burning a
hilarious.
hole.
Yeah, I think it would just depend on the scenario. Maybe the bartender or the worker that is getting tipped.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Speaking of that also, so I was talking to your bartender downstairs and she mentioned that they all tip share.
Oh yeah.
How does that work here? Like, so is it everybody in the building?
Not
tip
everybody.
shares?
There are some people that are. We pay a higher hourly rate and they're off of the tip pool. For example, our expos, we pay them a higher hourly rate because their job is like right between the kitchen and the front of house. They obviously are helping the front of house guests, but they're also helping the kitchen. So it just made sense for us to jack up their pay and take a little bit of that on our end to protect the tip pool. Almost everybody else, if they are a tipped employee, they get a percentage of the total day's tips. So if Yvonne downstairs bartending right now, for example, she's working the daytime and it's busier than a normal Tuesday for us today, but it's not anything crazy. But she has a lot of boxes to check to make sure the night crew is set up because she's going to make the same amount of money as that night crew who's there helping the guests.
Oh, okay. So it's the whole day.
The whole day.
Gotcha,
Yep.
okay.
We did, before I worked here, they had tried to split day and night, but then you have that one person that works from 1 to 8, and then how do you mathematically figure that out we use, our tipping platform is 7 shifts, so shout out to AK, he's our guy in the sky. He sets up all of
7
that stuff for us and makes it super easy where we just take it all, we plug in the numbers, put it in, and it divides them up by who worked what hours, and
So
sends it
it's
directly-
by hour.
Yes.
Your
Yep.
tip percentage. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of like it kind of going off of that point where it takes care of our morning people, right? Because I feel like a lot of bars I've worked at, no one wants to open the bar because
Right.
you're not going to get
yeah,
that
usually it's
clientele.
not worth your time.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so it kind of covers those people and it makes it easier for us to create that schedule and work with people's availabilities. But, it has its pros and cons.
Yeah, it does provide a lot of challenges as a manager that I didn't think I was going to have to deal with. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
if we can't be overstaffed here. Like, not only because obviously as a manager you're looking at labor costs for the business, but labor means two things for us. Because if somebody is milking the clock or somebody is not, like, if you don't need that fourth server, you got to get them out of there. Otherwise, the three other servers that are still there are not going to make any money because you're splitting it with somebody else. So there are challenges that come with it. The pros and cons to either side. The big one being, what would we do for our openers? Because some days, I mean, it's just the pickleballers in the morning that don't really drink a ton and a bunch of prep, and either we're paying them $1 billion an hour, or they're walking like ourselves, or they're walking out with change. And it's a fine line.
As a manager, what would, I don't know if you can say this actually now that I'm thinking about it, but what would you prefer for here anyways? Like, would you prefer to just stay tip sharing, or would it be, do you think, because the way you put it, it made it sound like it's more even for everybody, which I think I would enjoy as a bartender. But then on the other side of it too, I would be like, okay, let's say I have a really big morning or a really big night, and then I would be like, well, I want to make all of that money, you know, instead of having to share it. I guess what do you guys think in terms of being a manager? Do you think you hear more to the positive side of it, of tip sharing, or the negative side of it? Because you said it was a little bit more difficult, which made me think, like, do the servers and bartenders feel that way, or is it just more difficult for you to, like, manage that?
We've gotten kind of lucky with the staff that we have here. A lot of them have been here. Some of them have been here since the beginning. A couple of bartenders, at least one server, has been here since the store opened. So they've grown with it. They're used to it. They know what it is. Sometimes it's hard for us to bring in a really seasoned bartender or a really seasoned server, because they're in their head, they're like, well, I had a Saturday night at my last job that I made $1,500,
right,
and in just my section. And so it's sometimes hard for us to really pull those.
The fuck out if I just made $1,500 on one night.
I picked a random number. Sorry.
That's a good night.
That's the numbers you were pulling in Cedar Falls.
Oh yeah, buddy. Those UNI kids, they really put them down. Definitely drunk people tip better in Cedar Falls than competitive people.
Yes.
But yeah, so we've gotten lucky. Our staff that we've had, some of them have been conditioned into it, and that helps us explain it to the newer people, because they can say, hey, I've been here for this long, this is what it is. And we were kind of talking about this today. One of the nice things about the tip share and how we work it out here is that everybody is either with it and helping everybody else. It's not, this is your section, that's so-and-so section, I'm not going in the so-and-so section. You see someone that needs a beer, you get them a beer. Because that dollar that they're giving you on that it goes to you and it goes to that person. So a lot of the staff band together to really help each other.
That's a good point.
But at the same time, like I said, and this is where we step in as managers. If they're not pulling their weight, the rest of the staff will tell you. They'll say, hey, break room probably needs to be locked tonight because so-and-so's in there. Or, hey, it's not super busy right now. Can we push that person back for an hour or two? Or this person just got their cut work done. Clock them out now. So they help with the accountability. But sometimes we have to have some hard conversations with people like, hey, I know you were scheduled for 6 hours today. I know it's slow. I know you're going to hate it, because it's not like a regular job where if you get cut, you just don't get tables and that's what you're walking away with.
Right.
People know, because they're smart, that hours worked equals pay. So that you do every now and then get the guy that just takes a 40-minute bathroom break and still makes the same as the person on the floor.
And I think that's where I've been the most frustrated with tip sharing, is that I feel like I served more customers or I did more work, and compared to the other person, now I have to split it 50-50 with them. You know?
Yep.
Or the people that are like working the night shift that is like, I'm the one doing the majority of the work. And now I got to give some of my hard-earned money to the openers that didn't do
and
that hard work. And it's like, how do you like try to combat that mentality?
That's we take it one day at a time. That's a really tough one for us. Sometimes there's some people that are really good at math and really understand the value of themselves, and sometimes underplay the value of the people working next to them a little bit more than is fair. But also sometimes they're right, and sometimes you have to have those hard conversations.
It's hard not to, because like when they're doing their job, you don't really think of it, because you're just like, oh yeah, that's just you doing your job. But like when they fuck up, that's all you think about.
Yep.
I definitely have it where I'm glad I don't tip share at one of the restaurants I work at, because there's definitely like servers who they come in and they ask me every single day, like, do we need lemons at both server stations? And I'm like, yes, that's a server station. Yes. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. This one should mirror that one, you know, like,
Yep.
This is how it's going to be every single
and
day.
it's
You ask me tomorrow, I will give you the same answer.
This person has been there for long enough to know that, basically.
Yep.
And it's just like things like that where I'm like, this
There was
makes me-
one day where they didn't need to cut lemons for both stations. They would really hold on to that for
Literally. It's just like little things like that where I'm like, okay, yeah, these certain people, like, they'll come in, you know, they'll just kind of do the bare minimum and get out, which is fine, whatever, because at that point they're not really affecting us as long as they do their side work and, you know, do their own thing in their section, make sure it's clean and everything. But then, yeah, I guess that's just the problem that I've had the most with tip sharing.
Yeah, and we run into it too. But I mean, it just goes back to what Luke and I both said about being managers.
Yeah.
Like, there are days. I mean, sometimes to protect the tip pool and make sure that people are making money, we cut a little bit more aggressively than we would. But we know how to work the handhelds.
Right.
We know how to take orders. We know how to pour drinks. We know how to serve food. We know how to do all of it. So if it does get hit, because we're not on the tip pool, but we're grabbing a handheld and still doing it to cover in. If we make the wrong call, we're going to fix it.
Absolutely.
And that's what's got to be so tough about like scheduling too. It's just like, yeah, you want to like plan for, you know, the place being packed out, but you know, like let's say there's like some big sporting event going on, you think you're going to be packed out, but let's say like hardly anyone shows up for it. It's like it's underperforming.
Two call-ins and that's your whole day just in the
or when people call in.
Yep. Yeah. It's it is one of the bigger hurdles, I guess, for us. I don't necessarily want to say hurdles. It's something that we pay attention to every single day.
Yeah.
And the one day that we don't pay attention to it, everybody's gonna notice.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Let's get into our douche of the week. I have a douche of the week, and I don't know if I've told this one yet, Bradley, but if I have, definitely let me know.
Okay.
Anyways, this guy came in and
Is this the one that called you the worst bartender ever?
No. This is the week after that. So I've realized recently that I need to like not take things so personally behind the bar, because I had a really bad weekend and I freaked out on some customers who they deserved it, to be fair. But
To be fair, they freaked out on you first.
They freaked out on me first, which in me responding, I was yelling and getting mad and kicked them out and everything, which is not normally how I handle those situations. But so it made me think like, okay, don't take everything so personally, like coming into the shift the next day.
Yeah,
you
most
know,
people
like,
are just too drunk to, be rational.
And so this guy came in,
Especially
and,
downtown where.
I work downtown. Yeah. And so, right off Court Avenue. And so basically it's called Bomb Bar. If you guys have ever been.
I was there for the first time a couple months ago. I had a great time.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah,
I was probably there. I'm there like 4 days a week.
Yeah, it was I guess I was in Ohio for a bit, so it was probably October.
Yeah.
I had a friend in
I would've
town
been
from
there.
Ohio or from Hawaii, and that was the bar she picked.
Were you upstairs or downstairs?
Upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. It was great. We got there kind of early. The crowd was just filling in. I had no idea what to expect from this place because I'd never heard of it.
It's got good vibes.
That nice long hallway bar, like a little bit divey. Got some little specialty drinks if you want them. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big fan.
So anyways, it's a bar that I like to say like the vibes have been accumulated there very positively. And so like anyways, this guy came in and was just like, the only description I'll give of him is just very clearly like a graduated frat bro. And that's really the only way I can put it. But so he's drinking rum and cokes and he's sitting at the bar and he's pretty lit up at this point. He's like talking to some girl, whatever, and he's like, "Get me another rum and coke." And I'm like, all right. So and we're serving in plastic cups.
No, please.
So again, this is me being calm because I was like, don't take everything so personally. So I'm just like, yeah, for sure. So I grab his plastic cup and he's like, he grabs it back and he's like, "Give me a new cup. What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "Dude, it's a plastic
Plastic cup, brother.
And there was like that much left in it. And I was like, just gonna pour it in. I was like, all right, dude, you can finish that. I'll get you a new plastic cup.
Yeah.
Like that's not usually a thing with plastic cups. Like a
No.
new glass, I can understand because we frost glasses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But so then I was like, all right, whatever. And so I'm like, this guy's been a dick all night. So I grabbed the Captain and put the Coke in it. And I'm like, still just not thinking about it and just give him back. And he's like, I'm like, all right, that'll be $8. He's like, well, all my other drinks were $6. And I was like, well, I thought you said Captain. He didn't, but I was like,
Oh, he didn't?
No, he didn't. He was just asking for rum, and so it was $2 more, and that was my little like slight back, whatever. And he's like, I don't want Captain. I was like, all right, cool, I'll take it back. You just want regular Paramount rum? And he's like, no, I'll take the Captain. I'm like, all right. So I give him the fucking thing back, and then he's like, of course, like all this, like just kind of rolling his eyes. And I was like, what a fucking douche, like whatever. And I just left it at that. So then this last weekend, the same guy comes back in, and I had like told my girlfriend about that guy specifically, and she just happened to be there. And I was like, that's the guy that I was just talking about. And then he comes in and he's like more sober this time. And he's like, oh yeah, you're the bartender that tried to serve me the Captain in the same cup. I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Literally?
I literally was like,
What?
I was like, yeah, your empty plastic cup that I tried to just refill for you. He was like, it was like half full. And I was like, no, it wasn't,
No.
dude. I'm sober
Also,
behind
God
the bar.
forbid you try to save the environment by
Yeah.
reusing a plastic cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to turn
Excuse
it.
me. And so he was like, oh yeah, and then you served me Captain. And I was like, I thought you were drinking Captain the whole night. That's me gaslighting. But like,
At least you're man enough to admit it.
yeah, exactly. I'll admit
hilarious.
it. I'll admit it. And he still paid for it, so whatever. But like, I was just like, God, this guy, like, he not only remembered that after being so fucked up, that he remembered that I was trying to serve him a rum and Coke in the same plastic cup. Like, it's just, that to me was just douchebag material.
Yes.
Like, why did that
Absolutely.
memory imprint on his brain?
Literally.
Of all
And why
things
did
for
you
that
come
night.
back?
That's what I'm thinking.
If it was that big a
If you're
deal
so
for you.
upset about it, why'd you come back?
Yeah. And so then I was like, basically at that point, after I met him the second time, I was like, I don't want to be friends with this guy, but like, I don't necessarily want him on my bad side either.
Right.
So I'll just be cool,
Yeah.
and we'll be cool, and we're on a first name basis now. So until something else happens,
He's your boy. He's going to be your best man at your wedding.
Oh, God.
fucking better not be. Well, he can be. He
long
can
as
be
there's
my
rum and
boy.
Cokes.
He can be my boy for sure. Yeah, as long as there's no Captain, it's just Paramount
Yeah.
rum.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, that was my douche of the week.
I'm kind of curious. I mean, it's kind of interesting in that situation, right? Like, now you know forever that he's going to be drinking rum and Coke.
Dude.
So he comes back in. Are you
Yeah.
just automatically like
Oh,
pouring
no.
him the rum and Coke
Oh, no, I'm
beforehand?
still
Well,
gonna
you know
ask
he
him.
prefers
Yeah.
Captain.
That's
Give him
true.
that. Yeah, I'm not.
satisfaction.
No, he doesn't. He's not that good of a customer.
Okay, cool.
Most other customers like that'll be like, oh yeah, Coors Light, have it ready to go already before they even sit down. But no, I'm gonna ask him every time for a rum and Coke.
Yeah, like you know his name, but no, you don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have. It's been a while since this scenario, but I always have time, like a really hard time with like guys that are being creepy.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily experience that a lot. We do have some UFC fight nights. So when we do like main card events, we'll show those here. There's no charge, so people can just come and watch it, so they don't have to pay for it themselves. So we get a lot of people for that. But we do also get a lot of people who get really, really drunk and really feisty. So
It's
there's
weird how UFC does that.
They're watching
Oh,
fights
yeah.
and they're like, I could do that.
Yeah.
They're like, I could fly an elbow, kick this dude in the face.
I can fight the bartender right now. Now that I think about it.
Right now.
Yep.
Yeah, but he obviously he started off the night. He wasn't actually too bad before he got here, so he was just kind of chilling. But I could tell that he kept like going up to random girls, like asking for Snapchat. No introduction, no like icebreaker, just like, hey, can I get your Snapchat? And I definitely
He's
saw it made some people
absolutely sending
uncomfortable.
dick pics.
100%.
Yeah, print it out.
Yeah.
Take a picture of the one he has printed
That
out.
was actually
Him.
it was his screensaver if I remember.
Not even
correctly.
waiting till he gets home.
Check this out. There's like apps on the screen still.
No, quite literally. But yeah,
What
so
do you think of that?
Yeah, what do you think of this?
I can't see it. Hold up, zoom in. No, but I had a conversation early on, like, hey man, I love game, respect game, right? Like I love how you're out here confident, but let's go like a little bit maybe more natural way to talk to women, and maybe just like be a little distant. If you don't know people, like maybe just don't go up and talk to them just on the fly.
Yeah. So wait, you just approached him like
Pretty
out
early
of the blue?
on.
Yeah.
Early on, because I saw him like make a few women uncomfortable. So at that point, I'm stepping in
Yeah,
before this
absolutely
escalates even more. Well, this young man goes to his car because we didn't necessarily cut him off, but we're like, let's maybe chill for a little bit.
Yeah.
He just is, from what his friends tell me, he chugs like almost a quarter of a bottle of, I think, like Gotcha vodka or like Hawkeye vodka.
Disgusting.
in his car probably.
Yeah, so 20 minutes later, he is a whole different demeanor now. Like, he is kind of falling all over the place, sloppy. He then goes to this group of girls, and there's like
Give me
three.
your Snapchats.
Yes. Give me a
All of yours.
Snapchat.
Also, check out my screensaver.
Yeah, so he's obviously like, he literally goes up to them and just like records them. And doesn't
my
say
God,
anything,
what
but just
the hell?
like,
Whoa.
just going up to them and recording them. And obviously they're like, one of their boyfriends is there, literally like goes up in his face. I see it. I hop over the bar, like not even go behind it. I'm
No,
jumping
you
over
got
the
time
bar.
to run
around.
Yeah, I'm jumping over the bar. A fight's about to break down. Like we gotta calm this situation down.
Yeah.
I grab him and I'm pulling him away from that group, and then he's just trying to fight me, and I'm like, my man, I'm just here looking out for you.
Dude,
Like,
yeah.
there's 3 dudes right now that absolutely want to knock you out, and I'm just trying to get you away from that situation. Like, so the boyfriend does not allow me to like space them out. He then picks him up from the neck and just like brings him outside.
Amazing.
At that point,
also just
dude,
one
yes.
hand. Wait, so
one
is-
hand. I'm not even
If
kidding.
you were
one
small
hand.
enough
Insane.
to be carried by another person with one hand,
Yeah.
why are you provoking
You're
anyone?
right. Great.
Yeah.
Little guy
This was
complex.
context
Yeah.
that I should have provided. That this dude's probably 115, 120.
Oh,
and this dude that is carrying him out is probably like 210, 220. And so it is, I mean, you just see Thor taking over the world at this point. Like, he's like, you are
this
mine.
is my hammer now.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, quite literally. And so, yeah, I mean, we handled the situation. I talked to his buddies, and I was like, hey, man, you guys just go somewhere else.
Wait,
Like,
wait. When he got picked up by the neck, were his legs kicking?
Oh yeah, he's flailing. He's flailing out. Yeah, no, he has no idea what's going on. This dude has never been manhandled in his life. I mean, I haven't either. Actually, most people probably haven't been picked
Yeah.
up by the net and carried out. But that was the situation where it was just like, I don't really know what to do, right? Because I
Yeah.
don't want to necessarily invoke even more aggression from these guys, because they're obviously just trying to get him out. I'm just trying to make sure he's safe as
Yeah.
well, even though he's not really a great representation of males anywhere in the world.
Absolutely, yeah. It's
but
still your responsibility.
still my responsibility to make sure he gets out safe, okay, and like he's not driving. That's
Yeah.
another big thing that we're really good about, is like
Yep.
calling people Ubers or coordinating with friends or just connecting with the people that they're with and saying, hey, just, we're cutting this person off for a little
Yeah.
bit. Get them
Yeah.
some water. Doesn't mean they have to stop drinking ultimately, depending on the situation, but most situations it just calls for take an hour break.
Right.
And then if you want to get back into it,
Yeah.
slow your way back into it, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe don't do liquor, maybe just drink some beer.
Yeah.
So much more patient with people than
Yeah,
Than I am.
and it's funny because I was the craziest person I've ever met when it came to
Really?
drinking. Yeah,
I
like
never would expect that.
Dude.
I was trying not to tell a you story for my douche of
got
the
it.
week. So
Oh, no,
Douche
as
of
soon
the
as he
week.
told me that he went to a 24-hour rave, I'm like, this guy fucking parties.
yes, he does. Yep.
douche
We'll
of the
get
week.
more into it in Patreon.
Yeah, douche of the week for me, it'll be really quick. I actually dunked on one of the ping pong tables that we
Stole my
had.
story.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's
all right.
I want to be the one to tell it.
You deserve it. You've earned it. You've
Yeah,
earned
I was absolutely hammered. This is just a random Tuesday night in Cedar Falls, and I destroy this pong table. That was actually one of the last pong tables that we had before that building. There was like a big fire. They had to renovate.
The bar was called Ginger's in Cedar Falls,
Oh,
and
yeah,
it was the same owner had it, and it was a big deal. Like, everybody loved that bar. The owner put his heart and soul into that bar, and everything was gone. And we had a very small amount of memorabilia, and one of them was this. It folded up like a suitcase, but it's a full-size beer pong table that just said Ginger's on it, and we loved it at Social House.
Yeah.
And then you
Past
broke
tense.
And then I
it.
smashed the shit out of it.
Dunked on it. Literally slammed
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Here comes Luke Polzine. And it was like, dude, I'm telling, like 2 holes for my knees,
Full
both of my
sprint.
elbows. Like, I just like went like through half of it.
That was
there
a
was-
make or break conversation for mine and Luke's relationship
Yeah.
as manager to
Yeah.
employee right there. So
Yeah,
we survived.
we live in week, bro. Look at us now.
That's
Yeah.
true.
We're on a
I got a
podcast.
job opportunity. I got a job opportunity for you, but you gotta promise me you're not gonna pull any more shit like that.
Yeah, our ping pong tables are solid outdoor. Like he couldn't break that thing if he tried. Don't try.
I was gonna say,
I
don't
was
you
gonna say,
dare.
that sounds like a challenge.
Don't you dare
And that's
challenge
why
me.
you need to subscribe to our Patreon. We're gonna get Luke to dunk on the ping pong table. No, I'm
I
just
got like a pretty. It's honestly probably gonna be the most wholesome douche of the week that I'll ever have.
kidding. Nice.
It's kind of
We don't
boring because
have
that
a
one
lot
was
of
so
wholesome
good.
douche
So
of the
now
weeks.
after this, I might just be giving you a layup.
Okay.
It's just like ordering for New Year's
Oh, okay.
and like trying to figure out what days my orders come in because I order like the beer for the bar
yeah.
I work at, and then so yeah, it was just like one distributor is like it's gonna come in on every Friday. So I'm like, oh shit, I had to order that one like a week early, but I had to order so much, and we only have so much storage, and I'm like, I barely have any storage left for like my normal order for that weekend. And then I was like trying to order like it was just like trying to plan ahead for all this other shit, and then just prepping for New Year's. That is my douche of the week.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
That's a good douche of the week.
it's a huge animal. I tried really hard because it's also inventory day, be on the 1st. So I always try to ride that line real close for the end of the year. And
Yeah.
they changed our delivery dates, and I was like, well, I guess we're just gonna do it, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna hate myself on the 1st.
That's
but-
how I feel every week, though. Like at my bar, anyways. I feel like we're always behind on ordering, and we don't have enough stock of whatever, and then we'll have like way too many White Claws and no high noons and like
Yeah.
stuff like that. I will say also, if you're watching this right now, tomorrow is New Year's Eve, but by the time this comes out, it'll be after New Year's Eve. So,
So if you're
just
wondering why
people-
we haven't heard any bartending stories from New Year's Eve,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why.
Yep,
That's
came
why.
a day early.
Yeah.
How do you feel if everybody tells you you're out of something and you find it in a dumb spot?
Oh, I have that happen to me all the time too. And usually 90% of the time the customer is wrong on that because it's usually like Corona and we only have Corona NA. So they'll be like, I see it right there. And I'm like, yes, you do, but that's the non-alcoholic version. I can get you one of those, but that's not what you want.
Right.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I've also had people be like, oh, like I want a high noon. And then I'll be like, oh, we're out. I'm sorry. Like I have this, and this instead. And then they're like, well, what's that whole case doing right over there? And it's like in the cooler, like 10 feet to my left.
And you feel so dumb.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yes, I do have high noon. Like, how many do you want? Like,
Yep.
yeah.
You ever double down on it though?
I have. Yeah.
Those are
I've-
fake. Those are props.
Yeah.
That's for our podcast.
I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. We're out. And they're
I'll
like,
definitely do
then
that with,
what
like-
is that?
When someone's just like, you got a USB-C charger? No. They like look over and like they can see me charging a Bluetooth speaker with it, and then they're just like, what about that? And I'm like,
So my douche of the
cake.
week, that guy, after we were like cool and everything, he was like, you got a phone charger? And I just looked at him from across the bar, just nope. And he was like, you fucking liar. And I was like, dude, we don't have one. I don't know what to tell you. I was just,
I'm always just like, that's not mine. I'm not allowed to touch it.
I always say, because we have a USB charger, but I mean, it looks like somebody like stripped the wire and a squirrel chewed on it and like all that. And so I always say we have a USB-C, but our actual iPhone one, that is mine, that I don't let anybody else use. I always say we don't have one.
Smart.
Yep.
All right, with that, do we have any last calls
Wait,
for?
do you have a douche of the week?
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
I'm not going to give one from Smash Park, if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't have to be
All
here.
right.
Yeah.
So this is my favorite douche, maybe of all time, because at the time that it happened, I was not having any of it. It was COVID, and I was at Social
Good
House.
time. Good
Oh yeah,
time.
honestly,
Great
probably
time.
the best time to work at a bar.
Yeah.
Can't think of anything
Definitely.
I would have changed about that.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, are we being serious here?
I was being serious about the time we were actually closed down. I loved having that like
Oh.
3 months off,
Dude.
getting paid every week to just
Yeah.
get drunk at home. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have that luxury, but the owner of
didn't
Social House
either.
I
owns
was like
something
roommates
else,
with
so
two
I
of my
was
best
filling
friends at
stuff
the
in.
time. We just played Halo. It was fucking sick.
Like we're getting paid to do this. We might as well.
Yeah, I volunteered to work at another location because I was
Same.
salaried like an idiot.
I wasn't salaried, but I agreed to do to-goes
Oh,
at
yeah.
another location. And that was every Friday, Saturday, just fucking standing at the expo line, boxing up to-goes.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, all right. So it's COVID, and we're only letting. So in obviously they're limiting capacity, and the one thing that I've always liked about the owner of Social House is even if it's frustrating, we followed the rules and we made it work. And there were a lot of times that it would have been easier to not do that, but we were following the rules. We were capping it at our fifth of our capacity, and the line's out the door, and we had 3 bars technically, so we had our patio bar up was a rooftop bar, and to get there was a line at the downstairs bar that you got in with a drink to go upstairs. And there was this guy, I'm not gonna say his name, we're homies now, we got past it, but we're all in masks, and there's a video of it somewhere, but I'm telling him, he keeps trying to skip the line, and he keeps trying to like sneak around, and I'm like, dude, trust me, we want you to be here and drink also. We can't let you up, it's capacity. I promise, you're like 5th in line, just chill out. And after 5 or 6 times of doing this, he like grabbed me as I'm walking by carrying something, and says it again. I'm like, dude, I can't do anything about it. And he takes his mask off and spits in my face.
Whoa. Oh, during COVID?
During COVID.
Holy
and
shit.
I was so mad. Like,
I would
probably
have freaked out.
Yeah, I do probably top 3 maddest I've ever been at a
You guys are
guest.
homies now?
We're homies. We got over it. So did you fight? Yeah, my ADHD doesn't let me remember things like that after 3 days.
That's a good way to put it.
I like immediately grab this dude out of the line. I start taking him out, and then he turns and he's mad and just swings, hits me right in the face, just gets me a good one. And I got 2 door guys right there, and it was Joe was one of them. I love Joe so much. But they try to, and Cole, and they try to step in to like stop us. Like, nope, this one's mine. I got this, and just full guillotine. Like,
Roman Reigns switch to the left arm.
he hits me a couple more times.
You
and I just
beheaded
wait.
him. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yep. Still got it. Collecting dust, ready to bring that back.
That's why you're
Yeah.
homies with him. You're just like, yeah, meet my friend George.
Yeah. Yep. But like almost put this guy just fully to sleep. And then as he's like dizzy, take him to the back and yeet him out the back and wipe my hands and go sit in the office, and just, I'm so mad that happened, but I'm so glad that I got to do that. And I was like, God, I have so many consequences coming for me, which I didn't, thank God.
Yeah.
But we did these big events. We called them days events, and it's $20, $25, all you can drink in the day. And the next day, he was in line, like 4th in line, just waiting to get into the bar at 9 a.m. And I look at him, and he looks at me, and he's like, I'm sorry, man. He's like, I was drunk. I was like,
Clearly.
Did you still let him in after
you're
that?
good. Yeah, come on.
Dude.
It was, and I mean, he lives in Des Moines now. We see each other every now and then. We follow each other on Snap and Instagram, and every now and then send stuff to him. He is, I mean, there were a lot of people like that at Social House that Cedar Falls isn't that big. So if
Right.
I'm burning every bridge from every jackass that I meet, we're going to be out of him. We're going to be out of guests.
Right.
Like the football players and the basketball players there were, if I never see one of those guys again, I will be totally fine. They're probably better now. This is years ago. I don't want to talk about badly about any of them. I'm definitely not going to name drop them. But yeah, it was easy. It wasn't easy to forgive it, but I did. Definitely not going to forget it.
And now look at us now. We work together. And
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That would have been such a good twist.
Dude, plot
I don't think I could choke you out.
No.
Yeah, he's right here. This is the guy.
Wait, so you never hit that guy or anything?
No.
He guillotined him. He
He
cut his
I,
head off.
I
He
have-
didn't need to hit him after that.
I was pretty proud of myself. I tell people February 4th is my year anniversary. This will be my third year anniversary of not being punched in the face at work.
There you go.
And I have
That's my birthday, by the
never
way.
hit anybody
Wow.
back.
You want me to punch you in the face for my birthday?
Is that
I
your
feel like you
birthday?
have to.
All right, yeah, you can come in. Yeah, we'll reset that clock. I tell people all the time, like, I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. Alan Jackson's that is. So I got one more in me, and you can have it.
Fucking best birthday ever. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. I could definitely be friends with somebody that spit in my face, but that friendship would not happen without popping them one. You know?
Oh,
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, we're not playing Super Smash Bros. Together. We're not like close, but when we see each other at a bar, we have a couple beers and we chat, and then we go our separate ways. So
keep it casual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's so good.
That's dude. I've always said too, ever since I was a kid, like if you haven't punched your best friend in the face, then are you really best friends with them? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah. There's also it's also kind of a weird type of therapy to get punched in the face. 'cause-
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you got,
Knock some
well,
lights
I've
on.
been punched a few times.
Yeah.
I've had
Yeah,
some
look at his
bad-
dumb face.
I didn't know if I was allowed to ask.
I've taken some beatings in my life.
Yeah?
And you know, sometimes you learn from them. You know,
it's nice to know
stuff
that,
like
you. So I used to do martial arts forever, and I learned when you're fighting people that the people that have never been punched in the face before are the easiest people to fight,
Right.
because they freeze and they forget what's going on and they black out and they
Right.
think
Everyone
the
has
whole
a
world's
plan
over.
until they get punched in the face.
Exactly. So if you practice getting punched in the face, you know how to keep your plan.
Yeah.
Well, and that kind of keeps you pretty level-headed. If you remember, like, oh, if I say this, I risk getting punched in the
Yes.
face.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I risk that a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
But I mean,
More than
It's
most
worth the
people,
risk.
he does
It's worth
that.
the risk.
Yeah. All right. Do we have any last calls before we wrap this up and get into Patreon?
No, I'm
No?
good.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for taking your time out of your day to do this with us.
That's been
Yeah.
fun.
We're going to get into our Patreon. It's only $5 a month. So if you're still here on the episode, thank you for being here. And make sure you subscribe to Patreon. You get an extra episode early every week, and you get another extra episode called After Hours, where we get to talk about all the uncensored content. So yeah, thank you guys again. What are the handles here for Smash Park so people can follow you guys?
It's just Smash Park West Des Moines. If you at Smash Park, all the locations will come up, but their OG is Smash Park.
Yeah.
What's the
that's
one?
us.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, mostly Instagram. I think TikTok we have accounts on.
Do you
but-
have Facebook as well?
think
Yep,
so.
we have
Okay.
Facebook. Actually, let me give you Ben's cell phone number real quick.
Yeah. We'll take that. We'll put that on screen. You can see that here and in the description below, along with all of the handles to follow. And also make sure you follow Poor People Podcast. All right,
Absolutely.
dude, let's get into our Patreon. You guys don't have any beers because you guys are on the clocks, but
Yeah.
or on the clocks. Well, yeah, plural. You both are.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
What? God,
For which
you're
you're
like,
for
you need a
Thanks
beer.
for coming.
Poor people.
Jesus Christ, I still can't do it.